Good afternoon from hot and humid Georgia. Today we got a simple project. We're going to try to hang up a birdhouse. My daughter made this birdhouse 2 years ago, I think. So I'm a little behind schedule on the projects. I think today is June 13th. It's about 85 degrees out here. Just finished cutting the grass. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's pretty hot today. So let's check out this project. Here is a little birdhouse my daughter made a couple years ago. And it's got these little things you pull out here, and you can open the door and clean it out if you need to. I think we're gonna put it over there behind the fence. Yesterday I bought this post, a fence post, just a galvanized. I wanted to get a black one, but they didn't have them at Lowe's or Home Depot around me. This is an 8-foot fence post, and this thing was $21. I cannot believe how expensive this post was. So it's 8 feet long. I think we're gonna try to put the birdhouse about 6 feet high, and I'll put this thing about 2 feet in the ground. And I don't think we're gonna put concrete on this. If a big fat bird lands on it and it falls over or leans, then we'll redo it. So the first thing I gotta do, I'm gonna take this post over to my brother's house because he can weld, and I think we're gonna put a little plate on the top of it, and then I can just screw that plate to the birdhouse. I'm at my brother's house now. I've got the fence post here. He's got the end of it cleaned up with a grinder, and he's got a bunch of scrap metal here, so he cut this little piece out for me, this little plate. He's gonna weld it on here. I'm gonna drill a couple holes in it, and then we will screw the birdhouse to the plate. We are back at home a few days later. We need to drill some holes in this plate that was welded on so we can mount the birdhouse to it. So I got my drill here, and I just have a small drill bit. I'm gonna go ahead and drill the holes through the plate. It seems to be easier to drill this with the post upside down, and I got a piece of wood there, and then I just basically drill through the plate into the wood. I've got my 4 holes drilled in the plate. I didn't take any measurements or anything. I don't know if these are exactly in the same spot. I don't think it really matters. We're just gonna get some maybe 1/2-inch screws, put it through the plate, and run it into the bottom of the birdhouse. The sun is going down. We got to hurry up and get this thing in the ground. So we're gonna put this back here in the corner. I don't want this birdhouse to be too close to my house. I love birds, and there are so many blue jays and cardinals, and I think eastern phoebes, something like that, brown with a white chest. Anyway, we got a lot of birds out here. I don't know if you can see it because the sun is going down, but there's a bird's nest right there, and there's actually 4 little birds in there. I don't want to mess with it. A mama's flying around here somewhere, but this is what you get. My patio, I just pressure washed back here. Patio and my chairs. I love the birds, but I don't like them anywhere near my house because they leave stuff behind. So we're gonna try to put that birdhouse further back. And every year they keep building a nest right here, and I keep saying I'm gonna do something about it, and I never do. This dirt is pretty soft, but it's got a lot of rocks in it. So that was kind of tough. Right now we're about 1 foot 3 inches deep. Well, like 1 foot 2 inches. I think that's going to be good enough. So I think what I'm going to do also to get it a little bit further in there, it's kind of soft down in there, so I'll just take the pole and jam it down in there real good. Then we're going to start backfilling. I've got my level out here. I'm not going to put concrete on this. I don't have any, and so I don't know. Maybe I should, so I may regret that later. I'll probably come by with my rod and lawnmower and run into this thing and knock it over, and then have to dig it back out, and who knows. I feel pretty confident with this. I think this post is in here pretty good. It is level. Plumb, no, plumb is up. Okay, that's it. I think level is horizontal, right? And plumb is up and down. I'm not a carpenter, I don't know. So now we're gonna paint this thing black. And we've got some Krylon Color Max paint and primer. I really would prefer to prime this, put a couple good coats of primer, and then put some black paint to match the fence. But I already had this. I don't know what we bought this for, but it's laying around in the basement and it's almost a whole can, or maybe it is a new can. I even found this fancy spray handle. Probably blowing dirt off the ground right back up onto the paint. We got this thing all painted up yesterday. Now I just realized after I finished it, this is flat black. I meant to use gloss to match the fence. I didn't even look at the can, but really we already had that can, so I guess it really doesn't matter. I got some screws now. These are sheet metal screws, but whatever. They're the right size, the right length. I didn't want to get them too long, so they go through the bottom of the birdhouse. Well, that looks pretty cool. We got the birdhouse on there. It's sitting on this little door, or this door is sitting on that plate. But when you pull these little side things out, you can still pull the front door off and get in there and clean it out if you need to. What do you think about the fact that it took me 2 years to finally put this thing up on a post?
I don't know. You've got a running list of chores to do.
I do. I'm way behind on projects.
I think Mom asked for a dining room table before me, so...
Yes, I'm supposed to build a coffee table and a dining room table.
A desk?
I've been working on Miles's desk probably for 6 months. I've got it glued together in the basement. So I think this birdhouse is great. We're still waiting on our first customer. It's been up here for a couple of days.
Well, it's ugly. No one wants to live in that.
They're birds. They don't even see color, I don't think. So she's not too. She built it a couple years ago, and she's not too excited about.
The spray paint job is terrible. It actually looks like birds pooped on it. If birds could poop pink, that is what it would look like.
I think the birdhouse looks great. You know, parents always like to hang up their kids' artwork, and even though she's really, even though she's really embarrassed by it, I think it's awesome. Okay. Thanks for watching.